Merry meet and greetings and salutations. I'm Violet the Abysmal Witch, and welcome to A Witch's Perspective, which is basically me babbling for a few minutes about something that I consider important. As you may have guessed from the title and from the hat, which I know, goofy looking, however, it kind of gets the point across. I am a witch. I've been a practicing witch for well over 20 years. I think my quarter century's coming up if I haven't already passed it. And I have opinions. I have thoughts. I have opinions after living life for the many years that I have and practicing witchcraft as I have for many years and being a human being. I mean, we're all human beings. We all have opinions. As a simple fact of life. And so I wanted to start doing this whole video thing to talk to people. I've done podcasting and I still do very occasionally. It's been an interesting couple of years. And you can find me online, penniesinthewell.com. I also blog occasionally, abysmalwitch.com. So I've been around for a bit. This is my first foray into video. And I wanted to talk about something, well, honestly, I did not think I was going to talk about what I am going to talk about today, because I generally am not a very political person. I am not big on politics. I don't like what politics do for, well, politics are a necessary evil of modern society of making sure that we can actually live together without killing each other. Awesome. However, politics get misused and abused on such a constant, regular basis that this is actually what we expect politics to be. Not the working together of people in a community to make life better, but instead this crazy mishmash of things so that people can get ahead. And honestly, these days it's not even that people can get ahead, it's corporations can get ahead. That is not today's perspective. You know, I probably could have called this a witch's rant and been just as accurate in some ways, but no, we'll stick with perspective. So my perspective I want to offer today is actually about the upcoming Canadian election. Slightly less now than 2 weeks away. And I'm Canadian, in case that wasn't obvious, and this is a big deal. We've had the same man in charge for the last, I guess, 8 years, and I have watched my country slide downhill. You'll notice I can't even make eye contact when I talk about this. I feel shame about this, about where my country has gone to. And being Canadian, I can be pretty, quietly proud, but gently lackadaisical about the whole civil pride thing. We're not a big up in arms, woo, Canada. We're like, yeah, Canada rocks. However, lately, it hasn't rocked. It hasn't rocked because the person who has the ability to make decisions on behalf of the country, who we have given the ability and the power to make decisions on behalf of us, has taken us to a place that is not good. Some people may disagree with that, and everyone is welcome to their opinion. And, maybe I'll make a few arguments for why that shouldn't be the case, but that's not truly the point of today. Today is about vote, people. Vote. Really, I can't stress this enough. Look at where Canada is at. We have one Conservative Party and arguably 3 main Liberal parties. 3 to 1. We got a 3 to 1 ratio of Liberal to Conservative. But the power we've had in power for the last 8 years has been Conservative. That's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And a good portion of it is that people aren't going out to vote. And then arguably there's the whole fact that we have 3 liberal parties. And therefore, if you're voting for one of them and your friend is voting for a different one of them and somebody else is voting for the other one, those 3 liberal votes are all balanced by 1 conservative vote. So there's been a lot of talk this election about making the decision to vote strategically. And, honestly, I'm of 2 minds. I will likely vote strategically, but I live in a riding that's strongly NDP, so, not much to change there. And the point of strategic is to ensure that we don't have the worst choice of all. It doesn't guarantee us the best choice. It guarantees a lack of the worst. And the worst is Harper. I could go on at length. So there are so many reasons to not go down the Harper road again. And one of my basic fears, honestly, is that we will become a nation of fear. I mean, look at how if you watch how this election has been going, fear has become the overriding push. Terrorism, vote for Harper because otherwise terrorists will kill you. It's a bit of a leap. It's a huge leap. but that's what's being promoted. Or vote for the Conservatives because they know how to manage money and everybody else will screw you over royally. And let's face it, money is a core issue for most of us because we're living, paycheck to paycheck. We're living hand to mouth. That is how a large number of people live. Money is important. How I can do the best with my money matters. Having a government that will look after my money matters. And Conservatives say they've got the wherewithal to do that. If you look at that, that isn't the case. They've actually put us further in debt. What scares me is that if we keep going down the road we're going down, that we won't have choices left. That I could see the Harper government being thrilled with the ability to kind of make elections not so much happen anymore. I mean, that'd be a little tricky, but he's already muzzled Elections Canada. We've had voter cards be wrong. That was kind of entertaining. They've contacting people. Once again, I shall stop. So vote. Voting is the one power we have to determine what our government is going to do. That's it. We have letters we can write afterwards to make our changes of opinion known throughout the years. But when it comes right down to it, the biggest change we can make is voting. So do you go to strategic? Do you vote out the big evil, the big bad, if you will? Or do you go for who you truly want? And then you get into some interesting places in the land of what you truly want, because there you face, well, what if there's nobody you truly want? And you go, well, it doesn't really matter then. Or does it? Do you like the Canada you're living in? Do you like where you see it going? If you love Canada, vote. And if you truly love Harper, if you truly love what he's doing for Canada, then okay, vote for Harper. But truly love what he is doing. Love the fear that he is generating. Love the lies that he is telling. Love the knowledge that he is destroying, because those are also realities. It's like if you truly love the Liberals, you have to take all of the bad that goes with them too. We should not be blind in our love. We should accept the faults in our love and go forward anyways. So strategic or by love? I have a feeling if people voted by what they truly cared for and didn't worry about how things were going to get paid for, what things were going to cost, whether or not people have the proven ability to do it, we would probably see a much larger Green Party in Canada. And wouldn't that be a thrill? Wouldn't it be an absolute thrill to see our country become this place that is environmentally conscious and working towards a strong, sustainable economy and ecosystem where the lives, the interests of the people who live here are looked after? I mean, wouldn't that be fabulous if the government actually aligned with your true core values? I'm a witch, so I care about the environment. I care very much about the environment, because without it, honestly, we don't have a planet to live on. It's kind of a basic fundamental need. And if you want to talk fear, talk about that fear. Talk about the fear of not being able to drink the water. Talk about the fear of selling all of our water. That's a whole other topic. Talk about the fear of not being able to breathe the air. Talk about the fear of what would happen genetically to our children as the toxins in the environment grow. There is a lot to talk about in regards to fear with climate change, but we try not to do that, right? The climate change people are going, okay, it's bad. It's bad, people. Understand that it's bad, but we can make forward. We can make changes. So we need to, that's what I would go for. That is my lead, my strong lead, because without a planet, we have nowhere to live. And fundamentally, a lot of the other principles of the Green Party work for me. There's a lovely online test that you can do to go, what are your party politics? Where would you fall? And, I've got that whole Liberal, NDP, Green, and a couple others thrown in there. They're all right at the top. They're in the 90 percentile or 90 percentages. And then Conservative down here, 20, 30, something like that. Given the number of people who probably feel that way across Canada, how do we end up with a Conservative government? So, vote splitting happens. There'll be people that tell you that that isn't really the case, but 3-1, 3 Liberals to 1 Conservative Party. If every Liberal Party actually got together, it's an automatic win, it practically. Well, actually is, I'm sure. If we actually looked at all the combined votes into this one, we would have it. It's been shown. I've seen it online. You gotta live online. Now, all that being said, there's still that, do I vote for my heart? Do I vote strategically? Do you vote for where you really want us to go? Or do you vote to make sure the big bad doesn't happen again? Being a pessimistic optimist, I will likely vote strategically because the people who see as I do and think as I do, I hope that there are so many of you. But what if we don't agree on which party is the best? And we end up with Harper because we couldn't agree. And not everybody's going to go green. I think that would be awesome. I would love to see green go straight to the top. And it'd be interesting to see if people actually voted by the heart where we would end up. That would be awesome. But also potentially highly disastrous. It's a horrible choice we're faced with, but the big choice should not be whether or not to vote. Voting shouldn't be the choice. Who to vote for? Yes. How you want to structure that? Yes. And either vote for your heart or vote to get the big bad gone. Either one. I'm good with either one as long as you vote. Because if everybody who didn't vote voted, we'd see change. We'd see real change. So, that's on all of us. I'm going to vote. Are you going to vote? Please tell me you're going to vote. Please, please. Together, Crowley defines magic as the art and science of creating change and conformity with our will. So make change, make magic, do it in the most basic way possible. Vote, vote, you have the power. Heck, if you want to light some candles to help encourage people to go your way, do up a nice little voting incense to encourage people to go vote or to vote a particular direction, hey, power to you. There's so many little fun tools. It's a great way to practice with spellcasting and all that great stuff. When it comes right down to it, the power, the actual magical power is to create the change in accordance with your will. Do it. Vote. There is nothing more important for your future than telling those who manage your government which direction you want it to go in. Because the only other way to change your government is to move countries. And for most of us, that's a little hard to do. So that is the inaugural episode of A Witch's Perspective with me, Violet, your Abysmal Witch. Go vote, October 19th, 2015. Get out your voter cards. Go check that you're registered. Take your ID with you. Let nothing stop you. Nothing should stop you from saying, this is what I want from my life. This is what I want from my Canada. Vote.